Okay, so now we need to be able to deform our growing vine. So what I'll do is here I'm going to jump to a side view and I'm going to create an EP curve tool, and what I'll do is I'll snap down a start point at the origin, and then it doesn't matter how high so much right now, but as long as it's a straight line up. So I'll snap and press enter to create a straight curve that goes up in Y. And if we just look at the CVs, we just have four CVs right now going up the curve. So from there, I'll take this curve and let's just do some renaming. I'll call the polycube now Vine Geo, and the curve I will call Vine Curve. I'll jump back to my perspective window. See our curve going right through the center of the cube. And what I'm going to do is go to create deformers, and we're going to use the wire tool. And in the wire tool, if we look down at the bottom here, there's some instructions that say select shapes to deform. That would be Vine Geo. Press enter. Select our curve. Press enter. And the wire is created. You'll also see that this curve base wire was created and hidden. The wire deformer works much in the same way as a lattice, where there is the deforming curve and then the base, and they start off the same, and it's the difference between the two that decide the deformation. So under the wire, what I want to do is I want to take this drop-off distance. The way a wire works is that there's an area of deformation that radiates outwards from the curve. So we want to make sure we get the whole cube. See, if I were to just move this wire, that the cube doesn't really stick to it. It's about halfway. And it's probably because the fall off running around this curve is just a little too low. So if we go back to our wire, we can take our drop-off distance and just shoot it up to 1,000. And that will ensure that our curve pretty much stays locked. What you'll see now is that I can start taking some points and moving them around, and the base, the cube, our Vine Geo, will conform to the shape of that curve. So what I can do now is start scaling in a Y again, and you can start to see that we have pretty much have the basis of our growing vine. We can shape that curve however we want, and then just scale the cube along it. So where to go from here? We can just make some controls to make this thing a little cleaner and easier to use for an animator. And what we'll do is we'll create a placement control for everything, and then we'll add some attributes to make this thing a little more user-friendly.